I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Now, when you look at me, like, we can agree that I'm big and I'm like,
You're a big guy.
well, no. I was gonna say I'm the epitome of fashion.
Oh yes, come on.
Like you
compare the two of us.
I know.
I mean,
well, and just
obviously.
you too. But like we are guys of fashion,
Right. We put it on the Ritz
We do
all the time.
All you have to do is just it. It's very simple. You open up the dictionary, you look
Right.
up fashion,
And faces.
and Defenders Live
It's
is there.
Right there.
We're right there.
Oh, it's
we are
amazing.
the cutting edge,
Just
one might say,
on the cusp.
of fashion. And,
Oh yes.
and of trends.
Trending. Very trendy.
We are trendy.
Yes. So trendy.
I mean, beyond trendy.
Yes.
So,
In that vein.
in that vein, I feel like, ew, it's not right, really.
Nobody else knows what we're talking
No,
about.
I know,
yet.
but that was in days of yore. That would have been a bell ringer. Anyway,
I know.
But again, being that we are the fashionistas, as one might say, as we are self-described, it warms the cockles of our heart to see young people
Brand new.
getting into the fashion world.
Oh yes, always jumping into the scene, as it were.
Yes, becoming, seeing something and trying to make trends for themselves.
Finding things that they want and making it.
Yes, working for themselves and doing it. I think
Right,
it's
yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, and especially when it's like a family thing.
Yes, that's
You
another
know?
big one. I mean, especially with the Kung Fu flu going on.
Right.
You kind of are spending a lot more time with your family.
So much.
So you're going to need to, it's a nice thing to come up with these little activities and
It's very good.
that you can do with your parents or your children or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
And it's even better when it, again, becomes, a business,
Fashion.
a fashion business.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing.
It's a great story we got here. According to a Thursday BuzzFeed report, Jamie Alexander and his 11-year-old child Ruby, who both live in Canada, created Rubies, which is branded as form-fitting clothes for trans girls.
Now I always get confused about the whole trans naming,
Yeah.
because the whole trans boy, trans girl, trans man, what is what?
I understand the way I read it. The way I believe this, I'm right on this. Trans, whatever, like in this
Girl,
case, trans girls
Yeah, okay.
means he's a guy. He's
It's
moving,
a boy.
transitioning into a girl.
Okay, so it's
So,
a
yeah,
boy.
it's a boy.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's why you said child, who's named Ruby, because we all know there's so many boys named Ruby.
Yes.
The brand includes swimwear, underwear, and more, all intent on shaping the appearance of non-binary bodies.
So you want to look asexual,
Yeah.
completely non-gendered.
Yeah. 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 Quote,
Okay.
the outside of the underwear is made of a shaping spandex.
Shaping spandex.
Shaping spandex.
Ooh.
I've never heard of it.
Well, they use the same. So like when like they have the man girdles.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what the man girdle is? You know what the man girdle is. We are the epitome of fashion. You have to know what this
I
is.
do know, but you act like I would know. As
No.
if I
I'm
were
not-
wearing it.
because we're men of fashion. We
Oh,
know
that's
this.
right. No, yes,
Right.
yes, right.
Right.
As-
The
yes.
man girdle. The
Fashionistas,
Yes,
yes.
right. Well, not Easta, but
Fashionisto.
sure, we'll take that.
Because you got to have the N, the O, and to be male
right.
and
Yeah,
A. And,
yeah, because
Okay.
Those languages
Gotcha.
are all gendered.
yeah, they are.
Anyway, So the man girdle, it's made of the same shaping spandex.
Okay.
That's shaping span. It's to compress and to make it into like one solid feature instead of like a giant gut or weird like some people they're not fat, they just have weird body shapes.
Yeah.
And this helps compress the body shapes into like one solid form.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that it's made from the shaping spandex. Oh,
Yes.
and inside there are 2 levels of mesh that keep everything in place, Ruby says.
Oh.
No need for tucking or for large padding in the front. End quote. Because yes, an 11-year-old
needs to worry about tucking and padding.
I mean, we are on the forefront,
cutting edge
of fashion.
Yep.
So, I mean, we understand how when it comes to certain things that there's requiring for padding or tucking.
I mean, I don't normally care about those things. That's not a thing I worry about.
Yeah. Alexander told BuzzFeed that Ruby's transgender journey began when the child was just 3 years old.
Shut up.
3 years old.
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
3 years old.
No.
I mean, this has been a long time coming. This is 8 years in the making.
No.
Yes.
I no.
Ruby's relationship with girls' clothing and shoes as she navigated her gender identity may have started as early as 3, he told the outlet of his child's journey to crafting the brand.
Allegedly.
There's a may have in there.
May have.
You're the father, and it's a may have.
Dads don't pay that kind of attention to stuff. Usually it's the mom.
Well, I mean,
At
considering you're the one making the clothing brand with your
Dad's
son Ruby.
Yeah, but he's into business or something probably. So he would,
Oh, yeah. He's always been working.
He would know about that.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Quote, we went to the beach often, and while some kids chose to swim in the lake or build sandcastles, Ruby would spend hours fashioning her towel into a skirt.
Hours.
Hours.
I've never seen any 3-year-old dedicated to anything for more than like 20 minutes max.
Well, not just that, but if it takes your child hours to wrap a towel around their waist,
Yeah. It's a bit much.
you have an idiot child.
Or maybe they just have a problem with, I don't know, dexterity.
Idiot child. Quote, once she got it just right, she would sashay along the beach as though she were in a photo shoot.
Okay.
So she never once played in the sand or went to the water.
But sashayed all the time.
Just sashayed everywhere.
all the time.
Non-stop 24/7 sashay.
Sashay.
Gotcha.
Yep.
By 5 years old, Alexander told the outlet, Ruby was obsessed by princesses.
Yeah, well, it is a world obsessed with princesses, so.
Quote, Ruby always wanted to act like the movie Tangled, with me as the prince and her as Rapunzel. Her head would always be wrapped up in multiple bed sheets knotted together and dangling down a flight of stairs to aid me to her rescue. That performance ran every day for a solid year.
My son runs around in a Batman mask all the time.
Okay.
Or a Superman mask, or actually Batman or Captain America.
Okay.
It's either Batman or Captain America.
Okay.
All the time.
Well,
All the time. And just everywhere.
gotcha.
He is also 2.
Okay.
And
Just so I could say, just to
yeah,
argue
yeah,
this.
yeah.
To be fair,
To be fair.
to be fair, I can honestly say I have never seen either Batman or Captain America and your son at the exact same time in the same room.
see, it's very true.
Never seen it happen.
I'm just saying.
So I
know.
I can't say, you're saying this to kind of imply that he's not either one of those guys.
Oh,
And
no,
yet
no.
I've never seen either one of them alone in a room at the
What-
same time.
I'm either
I'm either
say
seeing
is,
your son or I'm seeing Batman or Captain America.
And usually it's on TV when you see them.
It doesn't matter. I've never seen either one in the same room at the same time.
I completely agree. I'm sorry. I completely agree.
It's okay. Don't apologize to me. You go apologize to your son in there.
No. I don't have to. He's asleep.
He's the one you should be apologizing to.
I will withdraw that comment back and continue on, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time you just
be a little bit more aware.
Just be aware. That's all.
I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Right. By third grade, it seemed apparent to Ruby and Alexander that the child was ready to transition. I didn't know this was like a. By third grade, it seemed apparent. Is that implying like when you cook a turkey and the little timer pops up?
It's funny. Funny to say that. So like my oldest is about to hit middle school age.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
I remember when she was baby.
She wants to transition into an anime character.
And how, like a Pokemon kind of anime character, or just
like My Hero Academia?
But I'm saying like a regular person, just the really
she wants to have
prominent hair and really weird skinny body.
Sometimes she specifically wants to be a character. Sometimes they're boys, and that's really awkward because then I have to be like, well, you can't because you're not.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I would argue that it would be easier for her to become an anime character because they do have this thing called cosplay. Yeah. I mean, it's very feasible. And people, there's not for nothing. There's some people out there who make a killing doing cosplay.
Oh yeah, and don't get me wrong, I am more than happy to buy outfits when I have the money to do that. That's perfect. Actually, we bought some for Christmas. We bought her one of the 2 outfits that she wanted, and I was like, all right, here we go.
Knock yourself out.
And there you go. That's fine.
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine.
Gotcha.
I'm okay with that. Not okay with this.
Why? Do you not believe there was a little timer that went bing and popped up when there was...
This kid's not a turkey with the plunge timer in it.
I don't know. It said it seemed apparent to both Ruby and Alexander. So basically the kid and the dad...
Came to the conclusion.
They came together right now.
Over being gay. Over being gay.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm honestly wrestling with it. I'm starting to separate the two into different things because you can be...
This is child abuse, honestly.
No, that is absolutely... I'm agreeing with you.
At this point, this is child abuse.
I agree with you. But let's put this into a standard of like an adult.
Uh-huh.
Okay? You can be gay and not be mentally deranged.
Sure.
And not have a mental issue.
This is a mental issue.
Whereas if you are... a male believing you're a female or vice versa, there is some kind of mental trauma there. There is. I mean, always, regardless of how you slice it, it could be done sexually, it could be done, through just physical and whatever. That's the cause of it. But there are very solid, normal human beings that are gay that don't have that trauma. Yes. So I'm starting to intentionally try to split that little divide because it's not fair to blame gay people and imply that they have a mental issue. It's just as far as I look at it, it's a taste. It's like pineapple.
It's a flavor, basically.
Well, yeah, it's a preference. It's like pineapple on a pizza kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I get
just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you
don't have to.
If you like it, knock yourself out. Just don't
I'm not going to
expect
stop
me to.
you at that point.
Yeah, just don't expect me to partake with you. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I get it.
Quote: I would like to imagine a world where kids can wear whatever they want, irrespective of their anatomy.
They already can. We all shun little children wearing high skirts.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
No.
None of us want to see that.
No, it's not. Quote, I'm certain in another generation, this will be the case, at least in the progressive cities of North America. But in the meantime, we can find ways to help our kids express themselves safely. Safely. End quote. In a recent interview with the Times of Israel, they're in Canada.
Yep.
Just there's a long drive to Israel from Canada.
At least a flight.
I mean, it's a couple hours for sure.
At least a flight.
In a recent interview with the Times of Israel, which points out the brand market, its product is suits that, quote, magically turn a pointy poker into a dainty dune, end quote.
That was the dad.
Yeah, that was the dad. Alexander said that the brand is popular with parents who, quote, appreciate that someone cares is doing something for these kids.
So it's popular with people who are
Encouraging
brainwashing their
mental
kids.
derangement, yes.
Right.
Yes. Ruby told the outlet, quote, I like working with my dad. I'm learning real-world skills like expenses, costs, and customer service.
All good that you should know.
And I model the products.
In front of your dad?
Just said he modeled it. Didn't say where, didn't say how. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder
Yeah.
when this boy
Yeah.
gets a couple of years older and wonders why the upstairs is not growing but the downstairs is. I wonder what they're going to do about that exactly.
I don't know.
Just saying.
I don't know. And I really hope you're not giving. I really hope, as one adult to another adult, I hope that father is not giving this kid hormone treatments yet.
No, I hope not either. And it's all in the way of how you raise and treat your kid. You have to. There's points where children will do whatever they find and like and entertain.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong per se.
Curiosity isn't going to kill you.
It's not going to kill you. There's nothing wrong with that kind of stuff from an angle of understanding it and whatever.
Sure.
Okay, you take your kid, you go to somebody's house, and let's say that you have a son, and you take them over to a house that has mostly girls. Most of the girls all have Barbies, so he's not going to sit there and not play anything. He's going to play with Barbies.
Once again,
there's nothing wrong with having the toy and doing that. It's the
my house is the perfect example of this.
Yeah, it's the establishment. It is.
I have my youngest child is a boy. I've got 3 girls above him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? I mean, he plays with cars all day long, but still.
Yeah, but cars and he'll have a Barbie around at some point.
Sure, like they have I forget what it's called, the really LOL dolls or whatever.
Yeah.
Like those guys. He'll grab those and run around with them and everything else too. But that's because they're all toys.
And he's also 2.
And he doesn't care.
Yeah, it's a toy. That's all it is. It's not meant to be anything beyond that.
Right.
Will
he put on boots that aren't his? Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're boots.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the color. It has nothing to do with the fact that it makes them feel pretty. No. It's their boots. He likes the clomp, clomp, clomp.
He used to put on his older sister's rain boots, rainbow, bright pink, whatever. Why? Because daddy, boots.
Boots.
Yeah. My boots now.
Yep.
That was it.
That was his
My
deal.
boots.
My boots.
That's all it was.
Just irritating that people do this. Because not for nothing, my oldest, there was a stretch there where his mother was freely, and when I say freely,
pushing that idea?
Not quite pushing it, but there's something happened somewhere. There's something happened at some point where he had gotten into watching Barbie movies.
Okay.
But it got to a point that was all they were ever getting.
Barbie movies all day long.
All day long.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
they owned 12 of them and were constantly anything new, Barbie or whatever.
She was good with it because it's easy for her to cope with it.
It wasn't even that. From her angle, it was it's what he wants. I'm going to give him what he wants, so he'll shut up and leave me alone.
Wow.
That's what it was. And then I'm like, oh, nay, let Dad show you some things. Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
I was all kinds of stuff. The A-Team,
Why do you think I was really happy that my kids chose anime over anything else?
Yeah, no, I know. I know.
Disney's, that's okay. Star Wars, yeah. Doctor Who, yeah. Anime, yeah.
Bear fucking Tessa. Well, everyone needs to know how to cook. Anyway.
The Masked Singer. Okay, all right. Fine.
Okay, so you get to find out that certain people you didn't know could sing can sing. That's all that show's good for. Nobody else gives a
or that they're
flying
still
fig.
alive. Or that real singers are still alive. It's like, oh, I didn't know that guy was still there.
Adam West? Oh.
What?
The only thing that would make that show better, okay?
Uh-huh.
To make the Masked Singer show better.
They already have comedians as judges.
I know. The only thing that would make this even better is if at least once in a while, randomly, when he was unmasked, they did it like from Scooby-Doo. Where like everybody yells out their name in shock.
And
you know?
And I'd have gotten away with it too.
Yes.
If it weren't for you darn voters.
Exactly. That would be hilarious.
That's great. We need
Tom DeLuise? Oh.
And I'd have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you darn dirty apes.
Funny. Just to have them do it. I'd be just, and like I said, it doesn't have to be every time because it'd be boring every time.
No, but at least
randomly.
Once. At least once.
Even if it's staged on their end, the audience at home watching it would be shocked and get a good giggle. I think it'd be hilarious.
It'd be so good.
Truly, madly, deeply slug over on Twitter. Wow, really? We're channeling the Savage Garden today,
Why not? I mean, sure.
Wow. That takes me back, boy. Good Lord.
I'll be your dream. I'll be your wish.
Oh.
I'll be your fantasy.
Is it bad that every time I think of them, it's not truly madly deeply,
Chicken
which is a
Cola?
yes,
Yeah.
every
I know.
effing time.
I
And
know.
it's like I hated that song, but it's the one song that every time I hear, stop it. What the hell is a Chicky Chericola? I've never heard of that. What is that?
I don't know.
Anyway, how many people who insist children need to express themselves, quote unquote, turn out to be or are pedophiles? I'm thinking I've seen that in bios a lot from the pedo world.
Probably so.
Yeah. Did you hear about the one we had just down the road?
No.
There was a guy. Okay. Apparently.
No.
No. Listen.
Okay.
Just down the road from us.
From you?
Well, it's closer to us than it is to you in Wilton.
Okay.
You know where that's at, right?
No.
No.
I know Wilson.
No. Wilton. It's that little bitty spot between here and Youngsville. Or like Youngsville and Creedmoor.
Oh.
That little bitty.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So there was an 18-hour standoff with a guy. No. So apparently they're starting.
What?
There is this, from what we're piecing together and what they're saying is there's this giant child sex ring.
Yeah.
And child sex trafficking and all that ring going on. And basically they were going to serve like arrest warrants and search warrants at this guy's house in Wilton. And it led to a 18-hour standoff where they finally figured out by the 18th hour that he was not important, that, you know, if something happened to him, it wouldn't interfere with the rest of the investigation. So they shot him.
And said, all right, we're getting you now.
I'm interjecting that. I'm saying that. That's not what's in the papers. I'm just saying after 18 hours, you know, some FBI, or it's actually SBI, some SBI agent was like, screw this, pow, and it was over.
Get him in the leg.
But no, it was, I mean, we're talking for us, 5 miles down the road from my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a bit much.
It's becoming very, very prominent and all over the place. I don't likes it. Kevin Hutch is also on Twitter. Is that some kind of new gay secret code? Hey, good looking. Do you like pineapple on your pizza? Just saying.
Maybe. It might be. You know, Southern Ohio Jackal. Things John Wayne would not say. Throw me that 2-piece bathing suit. I'm going to go swimming.
No, I liked it. Did you ever see you should have. I think you have. Everybody's seen it. The scene when John Wayne's talking to this kid. This kid's like, I need help. I need to get that out of the water. And he's like, well, go swim after it. The kid's like, I can't swim. He goes, you can't swim? How old are you? He's like 6 or 8.
Get in there and get in the
Oh,
water.
no. He picks his ass up and throws him in the water. And the mom's freaking out. He can't swim. He can't swim.
He'll learn.
He did. Then she goes, something was said. And he goes, well, why don't you go after it? She goes, well, I can't swim either.
And
he looks at her and chases her down.
Throws her in the water.
It's good stuff. Like that's we don't have a John Wayne like that anymore.
Oh, no, we need that.
We do.
Big Farmer Steve, real quick. It's a boy. It's a girl. It's a me, a Mario. We really do need a John Wayne like that, a John Wayne type character. That sort of John Wayne character.
Yeah, the guy who just does. Literally, there are no Fs to be given.
Yep, just
Fs
like
completely ran out a long time ago. And
you didn't do that. All right, here you go.
Here you go. I mean, I
Learn to be a man.
I do that with my kids, and then it's like the whole. Well, you can't. It's toxic masculinity.
Okay,
No.
well, let me ask you this real quick.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's not. The reason why I am the way I am with many things, where like I have to be constantly learning. I have to be putting myself into more different situations. I have to be learning. Is because of the way that my father taught me.
Yeah,
Because I saw his example of everything that he could do in his life.
yeah.
Everything that he's been able to do. And just it puts me in a position to where I look at that and I say, okay, my dad can do that. I can do that.
Yeah.
I should be able to do that. I need to know how to do that now.
But that's also because your dad was leading by example,
Right.
not expecting the schools or the state or whatever to take care and raise you in those things.
Well, in a lot of ways, he was just doing what he does.
But he
which-
was also-
honestly, which is working. He's a workaholic,
Yeah.
or at least he was. He had to forcibly retire because
Yeah.
of, not
But still,
not
but
doing
like,
well.
but he was doing what he was taught by his dad, who taught him by his dad, and it wasn't even like a. And it doesn't. When I say taught, like it doesn't mean
I'd say by his mom more so because his dad,
wasn't there.
well, he died early.
Oh well, I mean that's still that's okay. So fine. I
Yeah.
mean it's still
Same point in time.
It was taught.
It was taught.
and
through the generations.
and not even by a come here kid, let me show you something. It was
Example.
It was lived by example,
Right.
And we forget that our examples, if we are as parents and people are flippant about something, kids are going to be too.
Exactly. Coming back.
This is Defenders Live.
Gotta love this new administration.
Oh, it's so good.
Isn't it great?
It's so good.
I mean, the president,
the
President Joe Biden has been just writing and signing stuff up a storm
7 million executive orders.
and growing. Just so many different things going on. It's they're staying busy, and I love this new White House press secretary,
Oh, really?
Jen Psaki.
Jen Psaki?
Yeah, Jen Psaki. Jen Psaki.
You like Jen Psaki?
I don't like the fact that her name begins with a P
Well, I mean,
because it's weird. Psaki.
Psaki. I think that's more of like it's
Polish.
Polish, German, Russian area.
Yeah, it's more Polish, I think. But anyway,
might be, yeah.
still, I don't like her.
You mean she's a Pole?
I'm gonna leave that joke alone.
Okay, thanks.
I don't like this because here's the deal. Here's the thing that I'm having problems with. And one of the biggest things that the left especially has always sat there and said is, that anybody on the right, especially anybody who supports Trump, are science deniers.
Right.
Going back to, all the climate change and global warming, global cooling, blah, 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 blah.
Right. Well, remember, this administration put in an executive order to bring back science.
Yeah, we had to relearn science.
We're bringing it back.
Rediscover
Yeah,
science, because, Trump launched it into space.
They're bringing science back.
Back again. Science back. Tell a friend. Okay.
No.
But they were the deniers because, here's the consensus. Here's the science, the proof of it. Here's the results. You're denying that it's an issue. That's how
Yes.
it's always been.
Correct.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki falsely claimed that the CDC had not released guidance to reopen schools.
We talked about this yesterday.
But
Not this story.
No.
We talked about the CDC yesterday.
No, we didn't.
Was it yesterday?
No, we didn't.
It was yesterday.
No, we didn't.
It would.
She just said they didn't do it, so we couldn't have.
We talked about it.
We could not have talked about it because Jen Psaki is very clearly has said that the CDC has not released guidances to open up schools. So we could not have done a story about it.
I completely, distinctly remember that it was in between the 7 other stories about states doing stupid things.
No, it didn't happen. I'm going to go the Christian Science route that anything that happens to you negative is mental.
Oh, okay. All right.
So if you get hit by a log truck,
But this
all you
wasn't
got to do is lay
negative.
there and go, that didn't happen.
The
So
CDC isn't
No, it
negative,
is
though.
because
It's negative to the Joe Biden administration?
Uh-huh. So it didn't happen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All
Even
right.
though the CDC director calling for an immediate reopening of schools without vaccination of teachers. On her Wednesday press briefing, Psaki asserted that the CDC had not released guidances on schools reopenings after CDC Director Rochelle Walensky said at a White House Wu-Tang Clap briefing that the vaccination of teachers is, quote, not a prerequisite for safe opening of schools, end quote. The CDC has also released a slew of informational materials on safely returning to schools for teachers and said that schools should open immediately. Quote, they have not released their official guidance yet from the CDC on the vaccination of teachers and what would be needed to ensure the safe reopening of schools, Psaki said. Quote, the president himself has talked about the importance and priority of vaccinating teachers, end quote. So see, she said it didn't happen. So it didn't happen.
CDC release.
Go ahead and look. You're not going to find it. Google it, DuckDuckGo it, all you want to. You're not going to find it because Psaki said it didn't happen. And anything that happens to you negative is mental.
Okay. All right.
So it didn't happen.
Teachers.
At the White House coronavirus briefing, Walensky reiterated guidances that schools should be open immediately. She added that the data increasingly suggests that teachers do not need to be vaccinated to return to a classroom learning. And again, now my problem with that is you don't sit here and hype it up and hype it up and hype it up and make it this huge, terrible, deadly disease and then say, well, there are certain people who don't have to have it just to open up schools again.
Uh-huh.
Like that's a little stupid.
It's funny that you say that. So,
I do?
This is from The Guardian.
The Guardian.
The Guardian.
Uh-huh.
Not theguardian.uk, Guardian.com.
The Guardian of the Galaxy. We know.
Yeah, those ones.
I'm a big.
The CDC
rocket
asserted
fan.
on Wednesday that the U.S. schools can safely reopen even if teachers have not received the coronavirus vaccine, while the top U.S. infection experts support the idea of wearing double face masks.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's even dumber. Vaccinations of teachers is not required. It's not a prerequisite for safe reopening of school. That came from Rochelle Walensky. I remember this distinctly.
No.
We talked about this, the
No.
CDC director.
No.
Yeah.
It
Anthony
didn't happen.
Fauci, the government's top infectious disease official, said that there is no harm if people want to double mask for additional protection against COVID. By the way, anything that he says, I'm just going to say that I don't believe. There's also multiple reports out saying that double masking is actually going to be worse for you.
Yeah, because
Cause more problems.
now you can't breathe. You can't get even more oxygen.
Yay!
And
less
you
oxygen in
smother
the
to death
body.
and die.
Yeah. Well, no, that might not be it. But
No, you.
they're saying that the having the two masks really doesn't actually do anything additional. In fact,
I can't. I'm going back to it honestly. I can't hardly breathe through one. You expect me to put on a second one?
you can't hardly breathe anyway.
Shut up. Just because I'm fat and
I didn't say it.
breathing it. You implied it.
I did not.
You hinted at it.
I didn't.
It's all right.
I
It's
just said you
negative.
couldn't breathe.
It's negative, therefore it's mental.
It
Therefore
never
it
happened.
never happened.
There you go.
At the quote, I also want to be clear that there's an increasing data suggests that schools can be opened safely and that the safe opening does not suggest that teachers need to be vaccinated in order to reopen safely. And quote, that was the Walensky
Full
lady.
quote.
Yeah, from her. Again, though, Psaki said it didn't happen.
It didn't happen, so it didn't happen.
In an interview with the Rachel Maddow show, Walensky doubled down on the CDC's guidance to reopen without full vaccination of teachers. Quote, there's accumulating data that suggests there's not a lot of transmission that is happening in schools when the proper mitigation measures are taken. Data suggests that science suggests that there's not a lot of transmission happening in schools. In fact, the case rates in schools are generally lower than they are in the population surrounding it.
Lower, you say.
It's what they say.
Lower, you say.
I didn't say it. Walensky said that.
Well, Walensky, I mean.
Yeah, Rochelle Walensky confirmed that the CDC's guidance is to prioritize the vaccination of teachers, though it is not an official prerequisite to open schools.
It is not.
Is not.
Is not.
No. Is
Not at all.
Nope. Don't have to do it. Not. It would.
Wouldn't be prudent.
It could be prudent.
It should be prudent.
Yeah. Quote, the science tells us that if we can do the proper mitigation measures, that we can reopen schools safely, even if the teachers are not vaccinated. She literally just keeps repeating herself.
It can be open safely.
It can be.
Well, I mean,
But that's not a CDC thing. It can't be because, again, Psaki said it wasn't.
But isn't
Never happened.
Rachel Walensky the director of CDC?
Yeah.
CDC director?
Well, yeah. I mean,
that's what she does, right?
no,
That's her job.
can't be.
She in official capacity.
It doesn't.
She's been on these shows.
No, it didn't happen.
None of it happened.
Didn't happen.
Okay.
Making this stuff up.
All right. As we go.
Well, as they go, I guess.
As they go.
I don't know.
Whatever, yeah. Moving on. I guess we just need to move on. We just need
Kevin
to keep
Hutchins
going.
over on Twitter. She says it didn't happen. Is she drunk? I like my gin and sake shaken, not slurred. Yes.
Jen and Psaki.
Yes. So good.
Very, very good.
Big Pharma Steve also over on Twitter. 10 million strong and growing. That's one of those jingles and songs
that's stuck.
It's always there. It'll be there forever. Kind of like the cotton one.
Yeah.
The touch, the feel of cotton, the magic of or the fabric. I'm sorry.
Fabric. No, yeah.
Fabric.
Yeah. Or
I don't know. Is not cotton magic against
we're
Jessica?
gonna be we're remember Demolition Man where all the songs were jingles, like all the songs in the videos were just commercial jingles.
Just jingles.
Oh,
I'll be glad when we go back to there's a couple I've been
brighter
told.
days.
There's a couple of actual stations on like satellite radio that does that.
That's all they do is
That's all
jingles,
they
commercial.
do.
Oh man, that's got to be great.
Just over and over again.
That has to be good.
My baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R.
Oh my God, come on.
Come on. To take that original. How funny would that be? To see a car pull up. You're pumping gas at the gas station. And this car pulls up, and you hear this. The bass and everything kicking. And the door opens, and you hear the lyrics of Oscar Mayer Wiener.
I want to be an Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Yeah, but again, it's all based out. And
Yeah.
it's the original thing, but they've just added bass.
They added bass to it, and so
It kicks and everything. The license plates rattling and all.
literally every rearview mirror is doing this number. And
Every time you look at it, it just is.
the entire car vibrates from the sound.
You can't tell how many cars are actually behind you. It's vibrating so badly. You have to literally.
It has an after image. It's
Yeah,
that much
you have to reach up and put your hand and just barely put your finger against the side of it because
Creating after images.
your natural body vibration is enough to hold it still
Just
to counter
a
it.
hair.
So you can go, oh, there's only 2 cars behind me, not 6. Okay,
That's
good.
good. Yeah,
I
can move over.
I can
now.
merge safely.
Maybe you should turn down the bass. That's all.
That's-
Maybe. I mean,
I've always thought that once it hits the point where the body of the vehicle starts to vibrate, like I'm sure it sounds fantastic inside.
oh sure.
Outside, it
sounds
sounds like
terrible.
parts are about to fall off.
And I've heard that it's all about the bass.
Yes,
About the bass.
It's no trouble.
That's right.
That's what I've heard too.
But when it gets that big,
That's when you got to tuck it.
that's right.
That's when you get a hold of that kid,
With the thing,
the stuff, and
with the spandex.
get the new underwear and all that jazz. Yeah.
Get that Miracle Spanx.
Oh,
Sometimes we go. Anyway, moving on to
Gross.
We're gonna go to New York.
I don't want to go to New York.
We're going to New York.
Do we have to?
Just in thought.
Oh,
Just in thought.
take a journey, if you will. A journey of the mind.
In a memorandum in support of the order to show cause filed on
Wait,
Monday.
hold on. That's a mouthful. The what? A memorandum in support
of
of order to show cause.
Cause.
Show cause of what?
Filed on Monday, an attorney representing the Democratic congressional candidate, who appears to have lost by the razor-thin margin to his Republican opponent, calls for a hand audit of the votes, citing mounting evidence of significant irregularities in the tabulation of the ballots.
Whoa, wait. Well, I thought everything was peachy. I thought everything was fine. You know what it was? Is he needs to give it time for the system to compile everything. There's going to be like 130,000 votes
Extra
just suddenly
votes
pop up out of nowhere
right
here
out
before
there,
too
yeah.
long. He just needs to be patient.
Right. In particular, the attorney pointed out the likelihood of a material discrepancy between the manual audit tally and the voting machine of the system tally as rationale for ordering the hand count.
Again, I understand it takes longer, and this is being serious and honest. I understand that the hand count is always going to be the bigger pain in the butt. It's going to take forever. It really is difficult. It's time consuming. It's tedious.
Right.
And I understand that. But why is it that we go through the rigmarole of, we're going to use these electronic machines, and then they still always go back to, we need to have a hand count. Why don't we just
right?
What? But I'm saying, why do we keep putting faith and effort into machines like this? If the hand count is the end all be all, why not just do that in the first place? You literally save more time.
Because you're doing a hand count first. Yes, it'll take longer in the beginning.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why don't we do the hand count and just get rid of?
Because most of the places that still do hand counts also screwed up royally.
I get that. Human error and all that crapola.
Right,
But
yeah.
my point is, if the hand count is the final step, like if the hand count says it, then that's what we're going with, blah, 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 then why not just skip the crap? Because if you think about it, you go into the election, you go place your vote, the election is over with, they start complaining about issues with the machines, they go back and recheck all the machines to find out all this stuff, and then they still have to go do a hand count, and it's way down the road, and it's drawn out, and it's tedious, and it makes everyone want to slash their wrists with a cheese grater.
Correct.
As opposed to, here's the election, we're closing the polls, now we're going to hand count these things. The time frame there is so much less.
Yeah, well...
And I get the whole room for error, room
Sure.
for tampering.
Yeah.
I got that. But we can't keep worrying about trying to control other people's actions or intentions.
Well, we just
laws are in place, and we have to let the laws be there, and then let there be consequences to those laws. And that's it. That's as far as we can go. And we need to go back to that.
blockchain voting.
Shh, I don't care. Knock it out. Works for me.
In the memorandum filed with the Supreme Court of the state of New York by attorneys representing the efforts of the former incumbent Democrat Representative Anthony Brindisi,
All right, Brindisi.
or Brindisi. It's Brindisi.
Brindisi?
Brindisi. It's Brindisi.
Brindisi.
That sounds like a terrible name. Anyway,
I don't think
it sounds like a magician's name.
it kind of does.
The wonderful Brindisi.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I don't think he picked it.
I know.
You know, if we're gonna be
I
completely
know. He didn't choose it.
honest, he didn't pick it.
Yeah, but it does sound like a stage name.
Or like a brand of noodles.
Oh, Brindisi noodles.
Brindisi noodles.
Yeah.
Just the way Mama used to make them in Italy.
Mwah. Who appeared to have lost his seat in the New York's 22nd congressional district.
Words are hard.
Yep, sometimes. The GOP candidate to Claudia Tenney.
Okay.
Yep, that's who he lost to. The attorney argued there's also been mounting evidence of significant irregularities in the tabulation of the ballots
Okay.
because the candidates are currently divided by a vote count of a mere 122 ballots as of this morning.
Wow.
These errors and irregularities threaten to deny the voters the election of their candidate of choice. The current makeup of the House is comprised of 221 Democrats and 211 Republicans, with 3 seats still vacant. In Louisiana, Julia Letlow, the widow of the GOP representative-elect Luke Letlow, who died of a complication from COVID, she was sworn in because he won after he died. And instead of running a new election, they just put in his wife.
Wow.
And then they're going to hold a special election in March. Democrat Representative Cedric Richmond of Louisiana resigned.
Richmond of Louisiana. Okay.
To join the Joe Biden administration. So his seat will be filled by another Democrat. Thus,
Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I'm going to leave that joke alone.
if Letlow and Tenney
Can't keep serving up these softballs,
I know. If Letlow and Tenney win their seat, the GOP will then trail 222 to 213, a difference of just 9 votes. That would mean that they would only need a difference of 5 seats in 2022 to take the House.
So?
All that to being said,
Again, so what?
in the attorney's statement in the memorandum, it says, the general election for the public office of the member of Congress, 22nd District of New York, occurred November 3rd, 2020. Since then, substantial errors and irregularities in the conduct of the election have come to light. As these proceedings have continued, that evidence has only mounted. In addition to failure to follow New York's election laws, particularly by respondent the Oneida County Board of Elections, there has only been mounting evidence of significant irregularities in the tabulation of the ballots. Because the candidates are currently divided by a vote of a mere 122 ballots as of this morning, these errors and irregularities threaten to deny the voters the election of their candidate of choice. As a result, a hand audit is warranted under the New York law and should be immediately ordered. Specifically, in the language of the statute, there is a substantial evidence that indicates that there is a likelihood of material discrepancies between such manual audits and tallies, blah, 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 blah.
Sorry.
You're fine.
That's a lot of words to just basically
So
say
many
nothing.
words.
To say nothing.
It continues, by the way. I'm not going through the rest of it.
Yeah, here's again. I'm going to point this little thingy out right here. The problem with this particular setup for the politics is, you should be working to try and get the person in that best represents the constituents of the area that he's representing, not trying to fill another spot so the one part of Congress or one part of the government can have more of a control or a say over another.
Yep.
That's
Big Pharma Steve over there on the Twitters. Leave it to Big Pharma Steve for this.
I know.
Leave it to
I know.
him for this.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I saw. Yeah.
Sounds like a pharmaceutical name. Breathe easy with Brindisi. Side effects may include, but not limited to, constipation and migraines.
Artificial insemination and anal leakage.
Nosebleeds. And IBS.
Spontaneous rectal discharge. I'm just saying it.
And pus.
It does. No, actually, Brindisi does sound like one too.
Yeah, and it works.
No, it'll be one of those ones that it's for headaches, but we'll say that one of the side effects
It's
is
mouthwash.
I was gonna say.
No, it's mouthwash. It's mouthwash.
Okay, like Listerine.
Yeah, breathe easy with Brindisi.
Wow.
It's mouthwash. No more halitosis.
Oh my God, you're using Brindisi, aren't you?
That's right.
Get the ladies to love you more.
Hi. Speak easy with Brindisi.
No, but I think it's either that or it's going to be like a hardcore like cancer pill as an alt for chemo. Or like I said, or a headache one where they'll say that,
Could be,
to be taken for severe headaches. Doctor recommended, blah, blah, all these great things. And part of the side effects, aside from death, is that it causes headaches.
Right. Side effects, headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Restless leg syndrome. All
yeah.
that sort of thing. Impulsive gambling.
Yep.
There was one out there that actually had
Leads to impulsive gambling.
No, dead serious. There was one out there
I
that
know.
had that. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But it was one of the...
Leads to sleep driving.
Yeah. Late night snacking. It's
Sleep eating. That is definitely an occurrence. Side effect, sleep eating. What?
the stupid side effects that these people come up with for these. And I say come up with the things that happen out of this stuff.
Right.
Has been so fascinating to me. I understand that people live with
Horrible
disease
problems.
and problems, and there's a point where you do just want relief. But we've gotten to a point where
If that that relief also causes 10 other problems.
that's what I'm saying. Do you really want to exchange severe migraines, the kinds that literally knock you down for almost a week, that you can't hardly open your eyes? Right. And it does happen, very debilitating. Do you really want to have that, or do you want to trade it off for a pill that
Also gives you anal leakage, constipation,
restless leg syndrome and impulsive gambling,
and then also your heart palpitations? I mean, is that
you
what
may
want?
grow third appendage. We don't even know what one it'll be. Could be a foot, could be a finger,
Could be a
it could be that. It might be an ear. Something extra is going to grow on your body. It literally is dealer's choice at that point.
roll of the dice.
It's a random thing. You never know which one it is.
You have to
but
roll
by
it-
God, you
well-
don't have a headache.
You have to roll a D100.
But that's only if your D20 AC roll is high enough. If you don't have that,
It's a luck roll, so you have
It
to
is
roll a
straight up a
D100.
luck
You have to
roll.
go. You have a 50-50 chance.
you got to roll at least a 15 higher on your AC, and then after that,
Then you roll a
then
D100.
you do a D100. If not, you're doing a D50, and they just give it to you twice.
And by the way, it is random.
it is very random. They just roll.
You're not going to fail anyway. You're going to get something.
You roll two D20s, and you just double up whatever you get. It's so bad. I don't get me wrong. Like medicine, there was a point where I thought medicine used to be good. All these people are all these things that I see, the things you see at night, Valtrex and all this other stuff. To me, I think I look at now, just when you look at the side effects and stuff, to me is the snake oil salesman from the Old West. You know what I'm talking about? The guy that rolled up on the cart with, here, drink this. And you're like, wow, this makes me feel invigorated. I do so many other things. I'm getting work done. I don't feel tired, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And then you find out later it's laced with like methamphetamine and lead,
Coke.
mercury. You know what I mean?
It's like, wow, I'm going to die in 5 minutes. But I feel great
But I
for
got a
those
lot
5
done on
minutes.
the farm.
Jeez.
Mom is going to be proud. I that's how I see this stuff. It's just so stupid. Big Pharma Steve R on Twitter. I was thinking more of COPD.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If you've been a smoker and need a new inhaler.
Okay.
Also thinking of Ambien.
Uh-huh.
That crap has messed some people up and they don't even know it. That's true.
That's very true.
That's what I'm talking about.
So bad.
The stuff that gets prescribed to you now, because people are always looking for a quick and easy relief, and they don't look into that some things have to be worked through, have to be managed with, have to be dealt with outside of medications or anything else. If you've got a problem, you have to just learn to deal with it, because we're not going to be on this earth forever. We have an expiration date. It's the man on the horse, the dark horse is coming for you.
Yeah. So here's a funny thing. So Toby over there on the YouTubes, he let us know that a friend of his has a daughter that's enrolled in Central Michigan U.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Apparently, the university professors are not counted as teachers when it comes to vaccines. So vaccine prioritization, in Michigan, professors are not teachers.
Well, but it's also Michigan. This time of year right now,
It's Michigan.
It's like
that
40 below zero.
But then again, also Gretchen Whitmer. That's who you have out there. So
are you shocked by this?
I'm not shocked.
That's
You
just
should tell your friend, I'm sorry, get out of Michigan.
well, and I just had a thought about it too, but university professors are not unionized.
No, they do have tenure.
No, and I got that, but they're not unionized.
Well, not necessarily. Some of them are.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, some of them are.
I've never heard of a professor
They
that's
still
tenured.
have teacher unions for professors.
No, I've never known that to be that, because they get tenure.
Yeah, they get tenure, but
Like most high schools, like high school, elementary schools, they get tenure, but it's not the same as tenure as like a professor.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
So therefore,
they're
that's why
trying to
they
reach
say, that's why they say they give them to teachers unions.
I mean, it could be that. Anyway,
I don't know, guys. half hour, or the first hour is already done with. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Those are the guys that support us on this hour right here.
Yeah.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Great variety of coffee stuff that you've never tried before.
It is historically great coffee.
It is historically great coffee. Flavored, unflavored, light, medium, dark roast. You pick your flavor. If you're not a coffee fan, they also do teas.
Yep.
They've got chocolates. They've got all kinds of stuff. They got mug clubs, or the club.
Yeah.
Coffee club.
Yeah, coffee club thing. Yeah.
Stuff. I mean,
It's amazing.
Constantly coming out with new stuff. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Go to Mojo50.com. Again, the suckers who decide to keep us on here day in after day after day. God bless them. Love them to death.
God bless their little hearts.
God bless their little hearts. Guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned. Bless your little heart. I'm just saying. Oh, please. Ron's in bed. He ain't listening. He's like, I got to get up and go to work in the morning. I'm just saying. I you know. Yeah, I know, right? That's the only time he would get to hear us is during the replay. Doop boop boo boop boop doo doo boop boop boo boo. Ba 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 ba.
Really? Nebraska is considering higher education employees as part of the phase 2. Okay. All right. Once again, I don't care about the vaccine. Honestly, I don't care about the phases and how it works because it doesn't make any sense. To me, this also doesn't make any difference because I'm not taking it. Not going to take the vaccine.
We're not going to take it
anymore. I think the last time I got a vaccine for anything was when I was in school.
Yeah.
Because they forced it on us. And it's like, yeah, you have to take this or else you can't go here today. It was like the Hep B shot. And, you know.
So you go tell them to take a long walk off a short pier.
It was hurt, man.
I think the last shot I got was tetanus.
I think so. It's been a while.
And it's still been a while since I've had that. So like
it's been a long time.
Every
I
time
am not immune anymore.
Every time, I was gonna say every time I do something now that involves
it's like a rusty nail.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, but you understand why it's not actually the rust, right?
No, it's not.
It's not actually the rust on the nail.
It's funny.
People like, oh, it's the rusty nails. No, it's not the rust on the nails. It's actually just it's the germs that are on it.
Yeah,
it's the germs.
Like to hang out on the metals,
especially rust. It's like, oh, the rust gets in your system and you get lockjaw and tetanus. No, that's not it. Stop it. Stop it.
Knock it off.
It's not like you get rust in your system and suddenly you can't move because your body's rusting out. That's not how this works.
Yeah, it does. That's why your jaw locks up. That's why it's called lockjaw. Come on. That was almost believable. I bet you I could go to a college campus.
You could convince half the college students of this generation.
I guarantee I could.
Yes, you could. Even doctors.
No, that's not how. Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
how
it
it
is.
works.
It is exactly how it works.
I'm older than you. I know.
I have been around the block. I have seen the things.
Jenny from the block.
Coming back.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, really bleeding. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
So it's been what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Since 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since Trump left office.
Let's not go there. Nope.
It doesn't roll off the tongue as easily.
Not quite as well. No, not
We
quite.
have to wait for a one.
It's
thing.
been 1 month.
It's been 1 month since he left office. That goes better.
That works better. Yeah.
Got voted out and never mind. So it's been about 2 weeks since the former President Donald Trump has stepped down and took his leave and
All the rest of it.
has gone back to Mar-a-Lago and
Yes, no more.
he is to me. He
President.
He's drifted off into
Obscurity.
obscurity.
He even his entire the attorneys and all.
Mm-hmm.
They said Trump will not be at the what you call it the trial,
What trial?
the impeachment trial.
They're not having an impeachment trial.
They are.
Since when?
They're still having it.
No, they're trying to pitch it to have the stuff together. They hadn't
They're still having it.
Oh God.
They're still having it.
I thought they were still just talking about it.
His entire attorney staff said no. The president will not show up for the impeachment trial because it literally is just them trying to get attention.
Yeah. Actually, what he should do is walk in the middle of all the stuff,
And get a lot of attention.
truck down the aisle,
Yep.
whisper something to his attorney, stand back out in the aisle.
And then walk out.
I was going to say flip off the entire council and walk the F out the door.
Just you fired, and then go.
Screw you. That's something.
Next election, you fired.
Yeah, something. It needs to be something. But it's been about 2 weeks,
Right.
and the Democrats cannot let him go.
Especially people like Maxine Waters.
Now, this is a little unfair
To whom?
to Maxine, because I would argue, as old as that woman is, God bless her ancient heart. One of the problems that I've always had a run into when it comes to politicians is they always go for these older people because they say they're wiser and blah, 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 blah.
Older and wiser.
Yeah, except for they're also more prone to
Dementia.
and senility, I believe is the
Senility?
word. Senility.
Yeah,
And
senility.
That's what I said. Yeah. Basically, they're, start losing their marbles bit by bit, and some faster than others.
Uh-huh.
And the last thing you need to do is have somebody that's running who's supposed to be representing a section of people in the country.
Yeah. Lose their marbles.
Yeah, lose their marbles. You don't want that. And thank God we have a president who it would never happen to.
No, never.
No.
Never. No.
No.
No. He is fit as a fiddle.
A broken fiddle.
Mentally.
But yeah, it's a little unfair to Maxine because she is definitely a few rungs short of a full ladder.
And she has been for at least 10 years.
That elevator in her brain does not go to the top floor.
Well, it barely gets to the middle.
It doesn't even go up to like the third floor.
You think the
after that.
third floor is about right?
It gets like halfway between second and third floor.
Oh.
And it gets stuck.
And
And they have to call in like the fire department and the guys to operate properly because you can't, you don't want to climb out. There's enough room to climb out of there, but you don't want to climb out of there because, everybody's seen Final Destination.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know how that ends. So you want to wait for the doors to be completely open and it's safe, either fully on ground level or whatever.
Yep.
So it happens every time.
A funny thing.
I
actually got stuck in an elevator once.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It was only a 2-floor building, but I was like, everybody was in, they were talking together, walking together. It was like 5 of us. And so we got in the elevator.
Too many people in the elevator? Is that what it was?
No,
It's just an old rickety elevator.
it just decided to stop about halfway at the floor.
You didn't have Sherry Berry checking them out, is what it was.
Actually, Sherry Berry's name
Did
was
it?
up.
Was
Yeah,
it?
was it? This is fully operational.
Sorry,
Sherry
it's
Berry.
if you're not from North Carolina,
You don't know who Sherry
you have
Berry
no
is.
idea who she is.
She inspects all.
Or she's over the inspection of all
And so her name is on everything.
on all of the elevators and
yeah.
everyone you go to in every building
It was for
in
like
the state. It's
we were
so
going to like
funny.
it was an inter-office party or something like that, right? So it was after hours, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And 4 or 5 of us, no big deal. I pulled something I saw on a TV, and it worked.
Which was
The opening the doors, and there's a latch on the inside, and you can use the latch and open the doors manually by opening the first level of door. You get the first, like if you can wedge the first level layer of door open, there's like a little latch to open up the other side.
so for once TV actually was right.
TV worked for me.
Wow.
I know.
Otherwise you could still be stuck in that elevator.
Maybe. It's like, hell no, I'm not getting stuck here. Anyway, continue on. Sorry.
Anyway,
Side note.
talk about losing marbles. Maxine Waters said that the former President Donald Trump should absolutely be charged with premeditated murder.
To be fair.
Hold on. No. No. You didn't do it right.
I know.
You cannot play to be fair without saying to be fair first and having a point to follow. That is not how this works, sir.
Actually, I'm doing it on purpose.
No, but you can't do that. You have to say to be fair and then
Right.
hit the button. You can't just hit the button and let it ride
wanna
thinking
know
it's
why?
a filler.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because there wasn't actually a to be fair.
Well, when it,
I want it. Yeah,
let's say Maxine Waters doing anything against the president.
It's not
President
fair.
Trump is not fair.
exactly.
So you can't be fair.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't hit the button. And
I
not
hit
say,
the button. I hit the button on purpose for this reason because
Yes.
I wanted this little argument here.
No, well, it worked.
You're welcome.
It worked. Next time, even if you don't have a point, even if you don't have an answer to the to be fair, you have to say to be fair and then hit the button.
Well,
then you let it ride.
Jeez.
And then you can come off of it and
I
go,
thought we had free speech here.
no, we do. That's not free speech. That's a button press.
It's a
That's
button. It's different.
That's a sounder.
That's
Not
not-
we have free speech, not free sounders.
Only dedicated times for sounders.
Well, no, there's requirements. There's certain hurdles one must navigate around in order to hit the set sounders, you know, because you're not going to have a normal, regular conversation, say a serious one about death or something like that, and hit, you know, you
Why
can't
not?
do that, or that's
I
not
would.
going to work.
I would.
Well, you know you would. That's like the
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
has nothing to do with anything we're talking about.
Allegedly.
That worked. That fit.
How dare you?
You're welcome.
Lord. This is why we can't have nice things. Anyway, during a Tuesday interview with MSNBC's host Joy Reid, Waters claimed without evidence that Trump, quote, had advanced planning about the invasion that took place in our capital, end quote.
Okay.
She also made another accusation, quote, there's information that some of the planning came out of individuals working in this campaign.
In which campaign?
End quote. That's what I was going to say. Which campaign? The one that won? I'd lean towards that. I'd believe that.
I'd believe that too. Because we told you guys it was what was going to happen.
Yeah. Quote, as a matter of fact, he absolutely should be charged with premeditated murder because of the lives that were lost with this invasion, with his insurrection. We have to fight as hard as we can to see to it that there is some justice, end quote.
This is the same woman that told everybody to go ostracize people because they supported Trump. This is the same woman that went around for 4 years. The moment he was elected, screaming to the top of her lungs, impeach 45!
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I know, right? Sounds very familiar. I mean, I thought.
45.
This one?
And page 45.
Yeah, that one.
And page 45.
She can't even chant with everyone else?
No. She has to lead along.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, that lady.
That one right there. Same lady.
Right there.
That one there.
Yeah.
Same lady.
The same one that was telling people that if they run into anybody who disagrees, to take them out, to go out and you accost them in public and cause life to be harmed. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
She's a delight. Can you imagine her at like,
An office party?
Easter, Christmas,
Anything.
somewhere? This is such a wonderful time. Thank you for bringing this. And all of a sudden you just hear her across the parking lot.
Page 45.
Huh.
And page 45.
Sounds like Maxine's here.
Like Maxine, he's not even office. He's done. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's already gone. What are you doing?
Page 45.
Yeah. You can't. I love how they do. They want to hit him with pretty much, and they are. They're digging and hitting for everything they possibly can.
Right.
They're
the
not.
more you throw, the more likely something's going to stick.
Well, and two, we're at a point in society where we are no longer a nation of laws. We're a nation of
Feelings?
well, feelings for sure, but crime is not dictated by the laws that are broken. They're dictated by. They're judged in the court of society.
Public opinion.
Public opinion.
Yeah.
And if you get enough people to sit there and agree that
You did
Trump
or did
knew
not.
something about this, and therefore get it to premeditate, it doesn't matter what anything else is done and said, you've made him into this horrific villain. Whether there's truth to it or not. And I would... Again, and it's all because we don't keep consequences to actions. The people that died, as tragic as it was, you were the dummies who ransacked, who attacked, who didn't follow and obey the rules that you were given by those who are in authority to maintain order.
Right.
You didn't stand down. You didn't stop doing what you did, and you died. It's tragic. It is very sad.
Terrible thing.
But it happened. It is your fault. It is not the guy who shot you.
Nope.
It is not Donald Trump.
Nope.
It's not the nation's fault. It is your fault.
Yep.
You said, I'm going to go along with these other idiots and storm the building. What are they going to do to me?
Shoot you.
And they shot you.
Your fault.
Remember how many, and again, I've brought this up before, but wasn't it under Obama that they were having like several people jumping the fence and either getting attacked by the dogs or getting shot?
Yes.
Just saying, nobody bothered to try and cross the line to go into Trump's place.
Nope.
Because they knew he was going to shoot. It was
shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, they were shooting people, and it was in the news during Obama, and it was not a big deal.
Actually, it wasn't even in the news, really. It was like a blurb.
Yeah. I just...
So and such jumped the fence today.
You were responsible for your actions and the consequences thereof. Nobody else.
Exactly.
Nobody else.
Nope. Speaking of which, cities across California target grocery stores, demanding that they offer hero pay.
Hold on, hero pay?
Hero pay.
So they're
to employees
giving discounts
of grocery stores.
Wait, what? I was going to say they're not giving discounts to like first responders?
No.
To the military?
No.
Police officers? No. It's
No. This is demanding hero pay to employees by raising their wages $4 to $5 an hour.
You know what that would put most of their average pay to, right? About $15 an hour.
Oh yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Hero pay. I'm still stuck on that.
Yeah, well,
hero pay. What did they do to warrant the title of a hero?
In response, grocery stores are closing now.
No.
Because they can't afford to pay the people. On January 19th, the Long Beach City Council approved a measure that would force supermarkets with at least 300 employees nationwide and and more than 15 in Long Beach to raise their workers' wage $4 an hour for the next 120 days. Quote, this is from Mayor Robert Garcia. Quote, these folks that are working at these markets and at these grocery stores are heroes. This is nothing new. They have received this type of addition of pay in the past, and they deserved it in the past, and they deserve it today.
I have a little bit of a point.
You do, yeah. A little point.
Something I want to bring up here. They're not heroes.
What do you mean?
They're not. They're not heroes.
What do you mean?
They went in and did a job.
They can be your hero, baby.
If they are heroes, be quiet, Enrique. If they are deemed heroes, then what does that make you and me? And with our day job, and without revealing too much, all I'm going to say is with the day job that we have,
we're superhuman.
Well, I was going to say we were not even considered essential during the whole thing. The paper that they gave us said we were vital, as in never to not have work.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
We were vital.
Vital
So
workers.
If these people
are heroes,
what did that make us?
Special agents.
And how come we didn't get a pay bump?
Because.
Oh, well, when you put it like that. The other thing that has me confused.
Yeah. We should have been happy just to have a job.
We've moved past that. No, I was going to say that they've received this type of additional pay in the past, and they deserved it then, and they deserve it today.
Yeah. What did they do in the past?
I've
that
never
needed this pay bump.
I've never
A temporary pay bump for what?
I've never heard of that.
Never heard or seen.
No, but you know what? That doesn't mean it hasn't happened. What I'm going to go on a limb and assume has probably happened. Is it was the company making the decision, not a government mandate. You know what I mean? The company said, you know what? We're going to pay our people blank.
Right.
Because we believe they need this because of this situation. They have worked their tail off, whatever. We want to reward them. That, I believe.
Maybe.
The government coming in and saying, oh, no, you have to do this. No.
No.
You have no business doing that.
No, boo-boo. That's not what we do.
As the Press Telegram reported, quote, the Kroger company, which owns Ralph and Food for Less, announced Monday, February 1st, that it will close a Ralph's in East Long Beach, the one on Los Coyotes Diagonal. 3380 North, by the way, in case you happen to live in the Long Beach area.
And if you live in California.
Yeah, and the one on 2185 East South Street.
Oh, yeah.
That closes in April 17th. So basically, you're losing 2 Ralphs in Long Beach. So if you're living in Long Beach, it's going to be now harder for you to find groceries because at least 2 grocery stores are closing.
Right.
Kroger issued a statement saying, quote, as a result of the city of Long Beach decision to pass an ordinance mandating extra pay for grocery workers, we have made the difficult decision to permanently close long-struggling store locations in Long Beach. This misguided action by the Long Beach City Council oversteps a traditional bargaining process and applies to some, but not all, grocery store workers. That was John Vatova, the corporate affairs director for Ralph's.
Oh, wow.
Which he added by, quote, these misguided mandates could put any struggling store in jeopardy of closure. And actually, it puts any store, period, in jeopardy of closure.
And by struggling stores, he means the ones in the lower income areas. That's what he means when he says struggling stores.
But you know what? The old Biden administration is all about the little people. He's all about those who are in those poor neighborhoods and everything like that. That's what he's there to take care of them. That's why he's, helped to implement this. And he didn't directly, I understand.
Right, yeah.
But it was his ilk. It's his people, his guys that agree with him that have turned around and have implemented this thing and has caused those hard-hit areas to now be even harder for them to get food.
It's terrible.
So
it's not good things. Like, this is not what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing this sort of thing.
No. And again, I get it if the company wants to do it.
Sure. No problem, dude. That's your company. But as a government.
But the government of any kind, whether it's the city, the state, county, federal.
Mandating additional pay, even if it's temporary.
Is not their business.
Right. Just like there shouldn't be a federal minimum wage.
Nope. There shouldn't be.
Should not be.
We should go back to the days where merit controlled everything. If we did that, though, unemployment would be through the roof.
We got to think about it. Minimum wage. No, I don't think so. You want to know why? People are so used to that price range right now that even if you got rid of minimum wage,
you wouldn't miss it.
It wouldn't change.
No, I mean, I'm saying I do. No,
Like, the
I'm
price
talking about
wouldn't drop down.
No, I'm talking about if we went back to strictly merit-based.
Oh man, if we went to merit-based work,
There'd be so many people out of job. That's why I
Nobody-
said
yeah,
the
nobody would work.
unemployment rate would be through the roof
like
because
everybody would lose their job. Well, not everybody, but you'd have like a huge percentage.
a huge percentage.
It'd be an
Because
additional jump of like 20% that people would lose their jobs.
just saying.
Not only merit-based pay, but merit-based work. That you have to correlate the two.
Yeah.
You get more work based upon the job and how well you do it, and you also get better pay.
Yep. Other California cities have passed measures demanding, quote, hero pay for grocery workers.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Again, why just grocery workers?
Why? Are these people actual heroes?
I would think that there are other people who.
Why would you say all retail workers at that point?
Well, if why stop there? Why not say
Everybody.
the utilities,
Why not
power
say,
company, and
Why not say your
Cable
your
provider.
police and
yeah, cable provider,
Right.
City and fire and police,
what about the guy that comes and installs the cable in your house?
right?
Right?
I mean, if he didn't,
He's
do
coming
that,
to your
If
house.
he didn't do that, what would you do during your lockdowns?
Trash people, the trash guys. You know,
Now those guys are
they
heroes.
they are heroes. They deal with the worst stuff in the world, and they get treated just like they get treated worse than the stuff that they throw in that can.
Yep. A $5 hazard pay wage increase was approved Tuesday by the Oakland City Council. That's according to Yahoo News.
Yahoo!
Last week, Santa Clara County passed a mandate for a $5 per hour raise for a variety of essential workers, including grocery clerks. Again, here's how this is going to work. If the government wants to mandate something like that, then they need to be the ones paying for it.
Right.
And I'm not even talking about the taxpayers, though that's where it would end up being.
Yes.
You don't force a business to run the way you feel it needs to be ran.
Correct.
There might be businesses who can't afford to pay their people, who want to,
Yes,
but
they
can't afford
it.
to pay the extra
Correct.
whatever.
Yeah, it's like a President-elect Mojo Foil Hat Club on the Twitters.
Okay.
Yeah, more pay for the workers. Oops, food desert.
Yeah. Which is in the desert, no less, which is
Really funny.
ironic.
That's really funny.
But yeah, no, I'm just saying it's.
You know what you can normally find in what they used to call food deserts?
No, what can you find?
Food.
But it's a food desert.
Yeah. But
How can you find food in a food desert?
well, they were designated areas of food deserts, but they had grocery stores in them.
Well, then how do they classify it as a food desert?
It was just a random government mandate. That was during the Obama administration era.
I was gonna say, is this similar to the Pisaki thing of the CDC did not say
Yes.
it because we said it's not?
Yeah,
So
we said it's not.
So just because they choose to,
Yeah.
say it didn't happen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
That is some. There is some power apparently that the.
Federal government has.
Yes, that I did not realize that they could do. It is borderline mysticism.
They literally can just. I'm gonna say it, and it will happen.
Yeah, they will it into existence
This
by
is
the
what it
mere
is.
utterance of the words of their mouths.
This is exactly what it is.
It's incredible.
And you can't tell me any other way. And
What we need to do is we need to remember our buddy Alan Chester who was running for Senate. We need to bring him on and talk about that, or Madison Cawthorn or somebody. We need to get some politician or politician.
Let us know about this.
Attemptee. We need to get them on here and talk about that so we understand that apparently when you cross over, you swear
when you cross
in.
the streams.
When that's not even that. When you swear into your new office, when you put your hand on that Bible or on that book or whatever, and you affirm because you can't swear,
Right.
you affirm that whatever the oath is, that you are suddenly endowed with some kind of a magical power that allows you to make things exist that don't exist. And make things that do exist not exist.
Right, yes.
Merely by speaking them.
Well, I mean, it's the gift of gab.
Is that what they call it? The gift
Gift of gab.
I think we have that.
Well,
And look where it's got us now.
I know. We're hung by the tongue.
Silver tongue. Devil you!
Oh my goodness. Oh man, what a day.
What a day, what a day. Yeah, what did you do today? Nothing.
Shush. I tried to get the GE to come out and fix the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I called him up because it's in warranty still. Technically, I still have a limited manufacturing warranty, right? Since it's a motor issue,
Yeah.
obviously they have to come out and fix it technically.
Yeah.
So I call him and I'm like, yeah, I need to
Did you see that?
figure out what's going on. And yeah, I know I saw it and I'm not dealing with it.
No, we'll do it with Carrie.
Yeah, we'll do
It's
it with
her
Carrie,
idea.
yeah.
We'll let
So
her do it.
I saw it before she did, but
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, so they're supposed to come out. It's their warranty thing. Blah, blah.
they're gonna come out, right? And talked to the lady. She wasn't too bad on the phone, and I it's like, oh, they'll tell you in they'll contact you in the next 24 to 48 hours. 2 hours later, I get a text message, and it's your appointment is set up. I was like, oh, great, cool. Click it. The 25th of February.
Wow. Wow.
So I call them back.
Nope.
I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to work. You got anything closer than the 25th of February? They were like, well, we have no other providers in the area. I was like, okay, so what is the best option that we have here? Because it sounds like I'm out of options. You're like,
And they're like the 25th of February.
well, you can either get a different person yourself, or we can possibly compensate you for the other stuff. Anyway, I'm coming back.
This is Defenders Live.
Kevin Hutchins over on Twitter. The city council members sure are generous with other people's money. The store owners should propose that the council members each take a $10,000 a year pay cut
I
to
agree.
fund their generosity.
I agree.
I think it would work.
That'd be perfect.
It'd be great.
It's a great idea.
You know,
We should definitely do that.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, any politician who decides to spend our money to give more money to other people on a daily basis
Should be willing to take a pay cut
of their own,
of their own.
so that they could also afford to spend our money just a little bit better.
Yeah, because then, you know, I
Because-
think I like that idea.
Yeah.
That way they got some skin in the game.
Right.
They may not be as, you know, higgledy-piggledy about throwing stuff into a bill.
It's like any time where you put in that somebody has to make more money
yeah.
on somebody in a different, like somebody in any, it doesn't matter. You put it into law or you try to put it into, new rule. If you want somebody else to make more money, you have to also make less as a government official.
I've always wondered why it is that the people don't. Okay, so the people elect the politicians, right? Who are supposed to be working and representing them.
The people should also figure out how to pay them.
Well, I was going to say, how come the people don't have a say or a vote on whether or not the politicians get a raise?
Because the politicians are our representatives, so they represent us when they're talking about things like
Yes, but if we can do, like around here, I know we do, you know, one of the biggest things we vote for is a school bond.
Yes.
I swear to God, there's one every single election.
that. Right, because there has to be.
Yeah, because they don't know how to balance a budget to save their life. So my question...
No.
I know. It's weird, and I'm sure
Come
it's like that
on.
everywhere else. But my question is if we get to vote for that kind of a thing, for them, you know, to allow them to spend
Our money.
like that,
Yeah.
why can't we be allowed then to vote on whether, you know, how much of a pay raise they get? That's how. Those are
We
the two
should.
things. Those are the two things I wish could change. That we could vote for term limits. They had term limits,
Yep, and vote for raises.
and be able to vote whether or not people get raises.
No. Whether or not our officials get money at all.
No. Well,
Honestly.
If
Get
you're
paid.
if you're doing stuff, and in this day and age, I could kind of argue a little bit of something, but I'm talking about just the raise, and it has to be from an individual thing. It's the constituents of that district
Yeah.
that gets to decide if their representative gets a raise or not.
Right, but let me ask you.
Not well, hey guys, we're going to put this on the federal national ballot and we are all going to decide if our guys get a raise. No. If your guy in your
specifically.
district, yes, do you believe he has done a good enough job to warrant a raise?
Yes
and
or
if
no?
so, how much?
Right.
And that's what they
And
vote
then
on.
every new election, every person that gets elected brand new, I'm sorry, but you start at a base minimum. You
Yes.
don't start
where everyone else is at.
You don't start at the top line with everybody else.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you do
No.
like everybody, any other job.
You don't get your base minimum of $120,000 a year because you happen to be a politician now. No.
Nope. Or just because it's a certain political office.
I
No.
honestly don't think that politicians should make any more than about $60,000 a year max.
I agree.
I think $60,000 max.
I agree.
Should be the federal and state income wage for any politician.
Yeah, I believe
Max.
there should be term limits. There should be allow the constituents in the district to vote for their particular representative as far as the raise goes, whether or not they get them, all that good jazz. And
That means they start at 45.
and they need to have a cap.
By the way.
there needs to be a cap on what a politician makes.
Cap of 60. That means they start
Period.
at 45.
Uh-huh.
You don't go into Congress and everything getting like $100,000 a year just because you got voted in. No, sir.
And I don't even know.
You got to work for that junk.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I would allow for inflation either.
Oh yeah, no pay raises for inflation. No, politicians don't need inflated pay raises
Because here's the deal.
They vote on our money.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, if you're voting and then you're the ones causing the inflation,
It's your own
therefore
fault.
it's your fault. So if you want to make your dollar worth more,
Then there you go.
maybe you should stop inflating it.
It'd be funny if that worked.
Wouldn't it?
It'd be really nice.
Sounds good on paper.
These are really good ideas. We should write them down.
we should.
Somebody out there, write this down.
We need to petition people.
Yeah, that's just where it is.
No, I'm gonna write a book.
Well, before you
If
do
I
that,
ruled the world.
Yep. Before you do that, though, I'll tell you about this. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has ordered a military-wide stand-down to address the extremism within the ranks.
Wait, what?
The 60-day stand-down was promoted by reports of service members and military veterans who participated in a storming of the U.S. Capitol on January 6th.
They weren't in uniform.
They weren't. You're right.
They're not. I would agree that there might be some.
Austin conducted a Wednesday morning meeting with all military service secretaries and service chiefs, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, and vice chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General John Hyten. Following the meeting, the defense secretary ordered 60 days stand down to confront extremism in the United States military. Quote, within the next 60 days, each of the military services will take time out of daily duties to discuss the problem of extremism and extremists' ideology in the ranks as military leaders seek to get a better sense of how widespread these belief systems really are.
So they're trying to imply that it's not. They're calling it extremism. They're calling it extremism, but it truly is what they're saying is they're trying to sugarcoat it, make it pretty. They're trying to make it.
They're stifling speech.
Well, but I was also going to say they're implying that it's white supremacy. That it's not actually extremism as much as it is white supremacy.
Right. They're going with white
in the
supremacy.
military.
Yeah.
Now, as somebody who's been there, I have run into, there are people who are deemed a tad on the racist side.
Sure, yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Sadly, you're never going to escape that.
No, you're not.
Not so long as it's deemed an actual divisional point. But having said that,
Even then, don't those guys mainly get their face crushed in?
yes, they either get caught for being said thing and therefore are usually kicked out because that violates codes of the UCMJ, or
Right.
they eventually get over it and start to realize that people are people. Because here's the thing, the military as a whole, doesn't matter what branch you're in.
It's supposed to force you to mix together.
It's
in that
not
way.
supposed to force you. It does.
Right.
There were, and I'm spitballing off the top of my head, when I went through boot camp, the 150 guys in my division,
Yep.
there were at least 15 different
Nationalities.
At least 15.
Wow.
Maybe more.
Nice.
And 150 guys crammed into a little bitty ass room. Okay?
So 1 in 10.
Yes, and you had whites, you had blacks, you had Filipinos, you had
Yeah,
Mexicans,
yeah.
but then that's where you start learning real deeply that the Latino community is separate. You have Mexicans, you have the Puerto Ricans, you have the Cubans, the Dominicans. You have all this little segregation, and then you have the Filipinos, and you have all these.
And don't dare call any of them Spanish.
No, dear God, no, you get in trouble. But I'm saying, you all learn that eventually that. In the military, you're brothers, your family.
That's it.
It's this guy protects your back, you protect his back, and therefore that's how you go out and kick ass.
Mm-hmm.
There really is not near as much as racism and everything as you would think, and especially, like I said, most of it after a while kind of gets flushed out one way or another.
It has to. It has to.
But it's not. And again, the situation with the run on the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
It's not extremism. There were extremists planted in there, but I believe it was hijacked. It was duped. It was a smoke and mirrors. It was planned because they know hey guys, we're going to do this in protest and blah, 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 blah. And there were true, honest people who are not racist, but are very upset about the way their country is being ran.
Right.
They took the bait and therefore were made to look like fools.
Mm-hmm. NPR reported that in January, nearly 1 in 5 charged over their alleged
Allegedly.
involvement in the attack on the U.S. Capitol appeared to have a military background.
Oh, wait a minute. So now we're going from they're not even saying they are active duty.
Right.
They're just saying they have a military background.
Right. Of the 140 people
Okay.
charged in the connection of the Capitol, 27 were former U.S. military, which is almost 20%. Yet 7% of the American adults are military veterans. Okay, 140 people. 27 of them had some sort of military background somewhere.
Okay.
Out of the 140 people that decided to charge.
So that's, I mean,
It is 1 in 5, sure. 1 in 5 of the people that charged. But I promise you that the people who didn't charge
Okay.
had more of the military background there.
yeah. Well, I mean, having a military background doesn't mean anything.
It also doesn't mean you're not prone to being stupid.
No, a lot of what they're being there in their background, all that is they and I share the feeling of it. You have this. That's what you do as a soldier, as a sailor, as an airman, whatever. You're a protector. That's what you
Right.
do. And when you feel that your country is being destroyed and overtaken by evil,
something wrong.
you go and you attempt to find a way to stop it. Even if in their moments, most of those cats were just
Civilians.
There. They were,
point.
but they were also just there.
Yes.
They were there to say, "Hey, I'm putting my foot down. What you're doing is wrong," and just trying to have somebody hear their voice.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that any one of them were the people who did any of the attacking or the shooting or got killed.
Right. That got hurt or anything. The
Yeah,
rest.
they just were there.
Yep.
Like the whole thing was a setup, as far
Yes.
as I'm concerned. I don't.
Austin said in January, quote, "We woke up one day and discovered that we had extremist elements in our ranks, and they did bad things that we certainly held them accountable for."
It's not extremist. See, they're trying to make they're trying to make the military just as soft as the rest of the world.
Yes.
And it's not.
It's not a good idea.
It doesn't do any good.
It actually hurts us in the end.
Again, and then there's going to be people that you run into in the military that you're going to hate.
Oh, of course.
I know for a fact there's at least one I could think of right now. I can't remember his name. I can see his face. I know, and he wasn't white. Hell, he wasn't even fully American. I mean, he was American. Obviously, he wouldn't be in the military.
Right.
But he was a direct descendant from like the Philippines or something.
Okay.
I hated him. And when I say hated him, like anytime I saw him, I wanted to punch him in the face.
Really? He had that sort of face?
It was that kind of a face.
It's like you looked at that face. Every time you saw that face, that deserves a punch.
Yeah, it was just, he was just a douche. He treated me and a couple other people just like crap.
Yeah.
And and it was because he had a higher rank. He just threw it around. He was a horrible human being. You're never going to escape those people.
They're always there.
They're always there. But that still, I believe, as much as I hated that guy, as much as I wanted to break his nose every time I saw him, push came to shove. Him and I were in a situation I fully, without a shadow of a doubt, will say he had my back every time. And I believed that. And I hope that he believed I had his, even though we didn't like each other.
Right.
And that's just what the military does. And
I'm going to punch you in the face one day.
Yeah, but until then, I'm going to do the punching. They're not going to hurt you.
It's like the brother thing.
It's a brother thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You
aren't allowed to punch him in the face. That's my job.
That's my job. I get to give him wedgies, not you. That's exactly it.
Yeah, that's it.
You know? And
I give him swirlies, not you.
That's exactly right. So this whole thing is a crock. There's no extremism. There isn't. Again, are there people who come from some very backwoods way of thinking?
Yes. Yeah.
And most of those guys, again, are
Get
either tossed out or they start to see that the world is not as narrow and small as they used to live.
And then they realize and change.
Yes.
They change.
And that's the amazing part of it.
Yes.
So,
moving on to Oregon.
Oregon.
We have a lot of stories from Oregon now. You notice that?
I know. I've
like
noticed
the drug thing the other day.
Oregon has been making a lot of noise.
They've been making a lot of noise.
There's something going on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they say the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Obviously. So, I mean, that's what they're doing. But yeah, do you want to take this, or do you want me to, or how do you want to do this?
At this point, if Oregon keeps popping up, we're going to have to take turns strictly on the
Oregon.
Who did Oregon last time?
Yeah, I know. I think I did it last time.
I think you did
okay,
too. Well, I'll do this one now. We're going to try and keep a tally. All
right.
But anyway, teachers in Oregon demand to be vaccinated.
Demanded.
They demanded.
Yeah, demanded it.
Past tense.
Mm-hmm.
They said enough is enough. We will be vaccinated before we return to classrooms, period.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay.
So the governor said, you know what? You're right. Let's do this. Let's get these people to the front of the line, even above the state's vulnerable senior population.
Sure.
They said, you know what? Old folks, you've had a good run. We're going to get these teachers in because they are the ones who are molding the minds of the future.
And wow, that sucks.
I know. That's very depressing just speaking it.
Really bad.
Yeah, so they get vaccinated.
Uh-huh.
All these teachers, all these educators, they all got vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
And they still haven't gone back to work yet. They still haven't.
That's what?
They haven't gone in to do teaching
Thought
at
they
all.
were just vaccinated and they go.
Yeah, no, they got vaccinated, but they're not going. And they have the unions are standing behind them and saying they don't have to go.
Really?
Yep.
Real.
Everybody is a little bit miffed. Even the editorial board of the state's giant liberal newspaper. Right?
That's awesome.
It's weird. Recognizing the importance of school openings, the Democratic governor, Kate Brown, pushed teachers and school staff to the front of her state's COVID-19 vaccination line, even ahead of the senior Oregonians.
Oh.
That is according to the Willamette Week. I guess that's their liberal
newspaper.
paper.
Yeah.
The move came because teachers' unions in the Beaver State demanded that teachers and staff be vaccinated before returning to the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So on January 25th, teachers and school staff began receiving their shots, while Oregonians ages 80 and older were forced to wait until February 7th.
So that means they still haven't gotten it.
Still haven't gotten it.
Huh.
Yeah, still haven't gotten it. Had to look at the date. The move was a bold one, according to the Oregonian, considering that seniors account for more than 80% of the Kung flu related deaths.
Yeah.
Seniors naturally were upset by the decision, but Brown justified the move by focusing the importance on reopening schools.
Which is a good thing.
As the Oregonian noted in an editorial, quote, her justification for this extraordinary decision falls apart if schools across the state don't actually open. A significant concern as some teachers' unions question returning to in-person instruction, end quote.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Again, because these people are making money hand over fist.
Doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
Yes.
Portland Associate of Teachers President Elizabeth Thiel admitted to the Willamette Week that, yes, the union, quote, did ask for teachers to be vaccinated before a return to in-person learning because that's what makes sense.
Sure.
End quote. Now, she said, because they didn't ask to be put in the front of the line, teachers are in, quote, a terrible position where we've been given a thing that is so needed in our country that people are literally dying for not having access to it. Sorry, that...
Keep going.
The smell of the BS is just overwhelming.
I know. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's starting to choke. I get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then told, because they were given this, we need to go to live instruction, even though there's so many unanswered questions and concerns about whether that is going to cause an increase in community spread.
Well, to be fair.
To be fair.
That's how you use it.
Okay, well, we're doing that, right? To be fair, okay, Oregon did just come out and say that you can have small amounts of drugs and it'd be completely legal.
Yeah, you're only going to get hit with basically a citation.
And these teachers haven't had time to experience that yet.
Oh, so that's what the teachers' unions are complaining about, is they're like, wait.
We don't know what the what like the blowback is going to be of all these people carrying drugs all the time.
Yeah.
So we need to, we need to feel this out.
Give them a chance to enjoy it first.
Yeah, we got to make sure everybody gets a hit. You know?
Yeah, I understand that. That makes
First one's
sense.
free.
After that, it'll cost you.
Right.
So there you go. The Oregonian had some advice for the leaders when it comes to their governor and her gamble on teachers. They said, quote, expect and demand that she deliver. End quote. Unfortunately, Brown already appears to be disavowing responsibility to ensure the school's reopening. With educators receiving vaccines now, Oregonians should expect and demand that she deliver. A failure on Brown's part would be an unconscionable betrayal of hundreds of thousands of seniors who are being forced to wait in service of the greater good.
So wait. Brown is the
governor.
Governor?
Mm-hmm. Kate Brown.
She did it, guys.
She did what?
She did it. She caved in and she got the vaccines to the teachers immediately.
Okay.
So what's the problem? Why are you downplaying her? She did what she needed to do to make sure that the teachers could go back to school.
No, she did.
And teach the kids, right?
She did.
That was the deal, right?
But I would argue, and I'm not 100% sure, so I might be throwing the wrong blame at the wrong person.
Fine.
But I would argue that isn't it kind of the governor's responsibility and everything for the fact that there's a teachers union in the first place?
Oh, yes. Well, no, state.
Oh, but she's the governor of the state.
Yeah.
So it's her. It falls on her.
No. It's state representatives. Those guys have to vote out the bills and laws that are on the books.
I got that. But as a governor, it's like she's not even trying to fix that.
She
get rid of it. She could put petitions.
They paid for half of her stuff.
I got that.
So she can't.
Oh, yeah, she can. She just won't be elected again.
So she can't.
Yeah, that's true.
You gonna bite the hand that feeds you? No, these people won't.
Yeah.
Honestly, saying it right now here on this radio station. If by some miracle I decided that I was going to go for an election for any office,
if you slipped and fell, cracked your head, and sat up and goes, "I've got to run for office."
Yeah, and if I then got financial backing from different organizations and groups,
okay,
I wouldn't do a damn thing for them.
Well, it would depend. Are you?
No.
Hold on.
Like if they told me, you know,
Hey, we're gonna give you
this,
money. Blah
yeah,
blah blah.
Scratch your back, you scratch your blah blah blah. No.
Yeah, you don't scratch my back. You want to
No.
give it to me? Cool.
Do
but
you want to give it to me because you believe that I'm gonna put in policies in place based upon my beliefs that you like? Sure, give me the money. But if I ever do something,
trying
that
to
you don't
buy me?
like, yeah, are you trying to buy me? Because if you're trying to buy me, it's gonna fail.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I
will take your money. You know, if I will take your money as a politician. I will take your money. But don't expect me to take your money and then you be like, well, now you owe me. Nope. That's not how this works, Clarice. There's no quid pro quo.
That poor Clarice. I still have never seen that movie.
What?
Yep.
You've never seen Southern Lanes.
No, and it blew the girlfriend's mind too. She's like, "We need to watch that."
You, person who literally talks about your girlfriend never seeing things.
I know. This is the one I've never had an interest to.
Well, it is like a psychological thriller.
Well, no, and I
too.
like psychological stuff. It's just by the time that I got around to even entertaining the idea of wanting to think about watching it,
Yeah.
I kind of know the premise at this point.
Buffalo Bill puts the lotion on its skin.
Yeah. Like, I don't know the movie. I haven't seen it, but I've got enough of it. I've seen enough of it. It's old enough.
To where you know there's enough references in society.
Yeah, I
you
feel like
basically
I'm not
get it.
going to be missing that much by not seeing it.
Well, okay. So you say that.
I mean, I will still eventually see it out of principle,
Oh, no. You say,
just to say I seen the movie.
because that like even in the sequels, right? Even in the sequels, there's a scene in the last sequel that came out where he literally is eating the guy, like feeding the guy's brain to himself.
Okay.
Like he cuts a section of the skull off, pulls out a piece of the brain, fries it up, like sautés it in butter and feeds it to him.
Oh.
Like
Okay.
it's stuff.
Yeah, but so is like Saw and things like that.
No. You don't get to see like that sort of thing, but you get this is more of the mind thriller where you don't get to see all the gore, but you get to what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's the psychological. Have you ever heard of monkey brains before?
No, Rufus, I've never have.
And so yeah, it gets the whole deal, and it's good.
Like I said, I understand it's iconic and all that jazz, but I've never have. And then by the time I got around to, because I'm at a point now where I want to look and watch movies that I hear are fantastic, are like Citizen Kane. I want to see Citizen Kane just to say I've seen it.
Yes.
Yes. I want to see that. I want to see, what's another one I want to see? I've never seen all of Godfather.
All
Yeah.
of the first,
I may have fallen asleep.
bro.
I know. But to be fair,
It's getting a lot of use today.
breaking a record.
Yeah, I know.
To be fair, the day that I had watched it for the first time, I had also worked a 16-hour day. And so I'm like, oh, good, a movie. And I took my shower and I sat on the couch
And then you passed
click. And I was comfy and I was doing great and it was good. And then the next thing I know, it's like 4:30 in the morning and my neck hurts because of the way I'm laying.
Because you're doing this like the
Yeah, and I never got around to watching it again. But I did like what I saw.
It's a good movie.
It is. I seen a list one day not too long ago that it is actually among that and Citizen Kane and a couple of other movies are actually up there with what is deemed based off of a weird metric that actually can be. Casablanca is another one that is absolutely the perfect movie. Period.
Like the scripting, the scene
there's
set,
these.
the acting.
I'll have to show you.
all of it.
There's a metric scale that they
Oh, yeah,
use.
yeah.
It's based off of like all these different inputs and different things from all over, and
Everything came together to make the perfect movie.
Yeah, there's only like 8 movies that hit
the criteria.
100%.
Yeah.
Only 8 in the
Right.
entire existence of
I completely
man.
understand.
And I'm like, and
That's one of them, and you fell asleep.
I did.
Yeah.
Casablanca's another one.
You know the only movie that I remember falling asleep to, like
Yeah.
Unintentionally falling asleep to?
Everything I watched. I did it to Anastasia today when I got home.
Unintentionally.
Yeah. I came in and sat on the couch and apparently was asleep before my butt hit the seat.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Like the one that I unintentionally, like, There Will Be Blood.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. Like, we all got, like, we were in the apartment at the time and everybody was there and there was like 7 people sitting there watching the movie. I was gone.
Wow.
I was gone.
Good times. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. That is the other hour gone. Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. They are the sponsor of our show and the network of Mojo 50.
For sure.
Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Historically great coffee. Go to Mojo50.com.
Because, well, you should.
You should. There's many other better shows on there with great hosts. You won't be disappointed, I promise you that. Go to our website, DOAEshow.com.
Yes.
Check out all the archives, everything we got going on over there, the shop and all that good jazz.
Become a defender.
Please do. Follow us on all of the social medias at DOAE Show. Use the hashtag #ArmYourselves.
Oh, and remember,
Follow, like, and share.
we have American Huddle with us tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow night, American Huddle.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.